I wanted to treat this like I do all of my projects, very cinematic, very nuanced, designing each frame to feel quite polished and purposeful. And that's where the team comes in. I've known Tim McEwen for almost 16 or 17 years, and he's the artist from the comic book. The comic book itself, the guys have been writing for 30 years. There's so much story.
From a migrant family, I was a geek and I was Greek, and I didn't quite fit in. I felt like I had to pretend or put up pretenses as to who I was and what I was interested in.
Part of the reason why the story resonates with so many people comes from two hearts. It's because of a symbiosis.
The way Tim kind of speaks about this character, there's something really soulful about this entire story, let alone the character. And because I'm drawn to characters that are, dealing with some sort of very clear transformation, and suddenly you bring on Trevor, who literally transforms from a bull into a minotaur and has to survive in this new world. It was just very, it resonated with me deeply. Nicola, Ben and I spent a lot of time together in the same room, really looking at colour palettes and textures and lighting, and to kind of get inspired by the comic. We all understood the story we were telling months in advance. So on the day, it's all about execution. We spent a good year or so designing Trevor and the prosthetic.
The guys at Makeup Effects Group, Nick and Paul, incredible craftsmen, incredible artists, amazing work they did. There's so many technical aspects to it about, making sure it actually works with an eye, set of eyes and a mouth.
Alistair brought a level of passion and gentle energy that ended up being quite important to the storytelling. Pretty amazing about stepping onto a set and having this bull man walking around, right there in front of you to touch and smell and interact with, and suddenly, everyone else feels it, feels that kind of weight.
Okay, let's rename your farm.
Any ideas? Be out of shot.
One of my favourite scenes was the scene where Trevor's in his office and his boss walks in, and we kind of have this interesting dynamic between Trevor, his boss, and then our Russell ghost character.
Hey?
Oh, like the look of that green one.
Oh, I like the look of this green one.
It was scripted in a way where they were all kind of feeding off each other. It was quite fast-paced. It was like this really beautiful synchronicity between Russell interacting with our antagonist character in a way that was quite comedic. I know Tim and Michael were very adamant to inject into this particular film was a level of humour that kind of brought, lightness to the darkness.
A reckoning that you cannot escape. You better loosen up, bull man. I'm just here for moral support.
I have this obsession with working with actors that come from a specific background. So in Matthew's case, play school.
For something like this, it's a lot of fun to play the arsehole. It's actually been really fun to jump into someone who actually does not care about other people, only himself.
Do your job, Bovis, or you can crawl back to the gutter where I found you.
I was joking a bit about Australian Psycho. That sort of just completely driven maniac of a man in these upper echelons of power.
He's a fucking bull!
Jeff Morrell's absolute legend. He's so intelligent and he's so grounded and he's such a professional. He understood the tone immediately. The second we changed Colin into Colleen, we did a gender swap, I immediately knew I wanted to work with Maya.
When I'm looking at projects, there's a few things that I look for the first being, how are the female characters treated in the script? Are they well developed? Are they thought out? Do they have substance? I've told my team I want to work in Australia and I want excellent, strong female stories. So that's why this script in particular really spoke to me.
Hey! Look at me!
She challenged the story, she challenged the character, she challenged me.
You monster!
Hey! Whoa, stop!
What'd you expect? A cup of tea and a chat?
And I really appreciate actors that are at that level, because suddenly it comes on screen and you see her performance. It's quite special.
Colleen is so fierce and so protective and so multifaceted, and that was really exciting.
Stop!
Why now? Why me? Why this? Whenever we dive into any story, we do want to be able to answer that question. So what I attached to this story was this really important, I guess, philosophy on presenting your authentic self and living your authentic self.
For me, the most important thing is that people feel for these characters. They feel the emotion that, you know, we did when we worked on the comic book and this particular story.
It's just so ready to be a television show. It is so full of action and adventure, as well as, you know, full-on empathy and relationship problems.
You may think that you're stuck in a certain mode in life. You may feel stuck as a person, but there is always something to help you bust through to find your true self.
It's really just about standing up for what you believe in and fighting for justice.